Welcome back to Innovators, and with me, Ted Murphy, the CEO of IZEA.
Hi there.
Welcome. So tell me about IZEA.
IZEA is a company that provides a marketplace that connects brands with creators. And those creators produce sponsored content on behalf of those brands on channels like Snapchat and Instagram and YouTube, and expose their audience to the content that they create.
Okay, so this is all social media driven.
This is all social media.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm fascinated that you launched this company in 2006.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think I even heard of Facebook until 2009. So how did you even know like this was going to be so big?
Yeah, prior to this, I started an interactive agency back in 1999, and we were building high-end websites for customers at the time, and found that there wasn't really a good way to create buzz and awareness about the websites that we were building. So I started reaching out to people on MySpace and message boards, and very early bloggers, and saying, hey, would you mind creating some content and providing a link out to this site, and if you do so, we'll give you a gift card or a promo code to get a discounted product. And what we found was that people, they were very excited by the opportunity to work with brands, and when they created that content, it just drove a tremendous amount of traffic. So in 2006, we launched the very first influencer marketing platform. It was called Paper Post. And at the time, it was incredibly controversial. To your point, Facebook had only been around for a little while at that time.
Mark Zuckerberg was still at Harvard then.
And so, there was no such thing as ads in social media. And if you would ask someone what a blog was at that time, they would probably say that it was their personal online diary. So a lot of things have changed between 2006 and now, and now this sponsored content is everywhere, right? It's in mainstream media. It's the major magazine publishers do it, the major newspapers do it. The AP does sponsored tweets. So it's very pervasive in the modern world.
So you mentioned it was controversial. Why was that?
It was controversial for a couple reasons. One was this idea that people thought that social media would be void of any sort of advertising, right? It didn't exist at that point. The other part was that there was really no standards around disclosure or transparency at that time. When we created this space, we looked at what was happening in television, we looked at what was happening in radio, and what we saw there was that the DJ who was on the radio wasn't necessarily disclosing that there was a sponsorship. He wasn't calling it out, and if you saw a Coke can on a television show, there wasn't like a banner that came up that said, oh, this is sponsored placement, or sponsored product placement. So when we first launched, there was no disclosure. There was nothing that called it out specifically as an ad. And what we heard back from the people that were looking at that was they were saying, like, look, maybe this is a good thing, but it needs to be more transparent. So in 2006, we created the very first disclosure policy in the space, and then later I worked with the FTC to create the first guidelines for sponsorships in social media.
Wow! So here we are, 2019.
Yep.
And Kylie Jenner's a billionaire from her Instagram, and there's all kinds of advertising on Facebook and Google. So how big is this industry now? It's huge, right?
Yeah. If you look at what AGC Partners recently put out, they estimate to be around a $2 billion global market right now.
Okay, just the social media influencer marketing part of it. Okay.
Just that part, correct. That's expected to grow to about $5 billion by 2020. So, I mean, it's some pretty phenomenal growth. Now, keep in mind that takes into account everybody from micro-influencers to kind of the bigger influencers, and then the celebrities on the other end of the spectrum. And those deals can often be millions of dollars in terms of the sponsorships that they may do.
So there's been a lot of evolution in this industry. Where do you see it going from here?
Yeah, a lot of what we're seeing now is focused on the quality of the content. So as this space has changed, we've seen that the brands are actually taking the content that is being produced by these influencers, and they're including it in their traditional marketing materials.
Okay, so two questions. So what kind of companies are you finding do this? Like, is it opening the door for smaller businesses to target their customers? And then follow up, what influencers are successful? What do they do that helps them grow on social media?
From a company perspective, we're seeing brands everywhere from very small businesses to Fortune 500 organizations. I mean, if you're a company now and you're a CPG company or a consumer-facing company, period, chances are that you're doing influencer marketing in some way right now. On the smaller side, what we see is brands providing product or discounts or other incentives. Maybe they don't have a huge marketing budget, but they're finding other ways to activate those influencers. And that could be anything from a boutique hotel inviting influencers to come stay and take pictures and share that experience online. In terms of the influencers, I mean, the fact that you have a smartphone in your pocket really makes you a mobile production studio, and you have the ability to create content and share that content anywhere. What we are seeing is that the people that have really taken that to the next level and they're really treating it as a profession, those are the people that are getting the majority of these opportunities now.
Very interesting. Thank you so much, Ted, for coming.
Thank you.
Sharing the story of IZEA, and congratulations on all your success.
I appreciate it.
And thank you as well. We'll be right back.